After their Game 1 victory, Olympiacos returned to face Real Madrid at the Peace and Friendship Stadium in Piraeus, in a game packed with tactical elements worth analyzing. Coaches Bartzokas and Mateo prepared for this matchup primarily by trying to neutralize their opponent's strengths rather than emphasizing their own. It seemed like a chess match between two players who have much respect for each other. But that hasn't prevented this game and this series from delivering the thrilling action that was predicted before it even tipped off. Let's now dive into the tactical analysis of Game 2 of the Euroleague Playoff first round, between the first-seeded Olympiacos and the 8th-seeded Real Madrid. Bartzokas knew that Real Madrid creates a lot from pick-and-roll situations, so limiting this action was his main focus. From this frame, it seems like a classic drop coverage players like Campazzo and Tavares face all the time, but there's one variation that makes it really effective. Look at what Walkup does here. He makes it a 3 versus 2 situation and leaves Musa momentarily open, just to perfectly recover later. We can see how crucial this tactical move has been in plays like this one, where Fernando shows how he's not that good of a short roller. You can see Peters doing what Walkup did in the previous clip and helping on the two-man action. When there's a help, you always have to look at the direction where the help comes from, so Fernando should have looked at the left corner to see the open man. But, as I said, reading the defense as a short roller isn't something he's much comfortable doing. The same principles apply in this play, that testifies how good the defense worked for Olympiacos in Game 2. Vezenkov knows the pick-and-roll between Hezonja and Tavares is coming, so he's already in a position to help on the action. But all of the red jerseys shrink the floor to aggressively deny the paint, and if you don't make quick reads out of this situation, that's what happens. Mateo even tried with empty-side pick-and-rolls to remove the help, but Olympiacos stayed true to their coverage. In fact, Vezenkov doesn't follow Dek's movement to the corner but stays in the paint to help on the action. You can also read Fournier's body language, that is telling his teammate to stay there because he's ready to rotate on Dek if the ball goes there. And that is what actually happens. The camera angle doesn't help us here, but we can still see the same things happening in this situation too. You can notice how the Olympiacos players are shrinking the floor again and are focused on not conceding anything in the paint. The helper is now Papanikolaou, who comes from the right corner. So Yui should look there to see the open Abaldhe, but this defense forces you to take rushed decisions, which often end up in turnovers. Bartzokas' plan B for some situations was to switch. It mostly happened on screens where the centers weren't involved, but it also occurred with Tavares a couple of times. Fournier can't guard Tavares alone, so Papanikolaou has to help. Abaldhe's flash cut takes the help away though. So now Williams-Goss is forced to double-team and Campazzo has to be left open. There's another mismatch here with Tavares involved. This time Fournier is the player who has to help. Abaldhe's flash cut is correct again, and the big man reads well the double-team again, but Hezonja passes up on an open shot. The Croatian was much better when he was the one attacking the mismatches. Here we see him going up against Walkup in a matchup formed in transition. The Greek wasn't his only target, since he had a physical advantage over Fournier too. He also exploited the fact that Olympiacos was willing to switch the guard-to-guard screens to force Fournier against him. The crucial detail here is spacing and giving Hezonja a whole side of the half-court to operate in. And the third target for his post-up plays was Nigel Williams-Goss. Here he sets the usual screen to force the switch. He also reads Fall's deep position, so he passes it to Ibaka to make the French big go away from him. So now he can attack again. In this play, he looks for NWG again, obtain the matchup he wants with a screen, and punishes the defense. But Real Madrid wasn't the only team that dedicated part of the game plan to mismatches. Vezenkov is matched up with Ibalda here, so the Bulgarian can attack him and draw the foul. But two were the players particularly targeted by the former Euroleague MVP. One of them was Campazzo, who was forced to get on Vezenkov because of this screen. The flash cut is automatic in these situations for the reasons explained earlier. This is another example of the Bulgarian screening to switch the Argentinian point guard to be matched up against him. This way, the former Kings player can shoot over Facu. But Vezenkov's favorite matchup was the one against Yui. Here he sets his usual screen to force the matchup. This time he established a deep position to use his physical advantage. You already know what is going to happen here. This time Fall's placement allows Ibaka to help, while he should have flash cut. Another way to force the switch was handing off the ball to whoever Yui was guarding, with Vezenkov as the ball handler. Here the wing reads the help well too, and doesn't have to attack the paint to score. The last attempt to get back in the game made by Mateo was the 2-3 zone, which was effective most of the times. Olympiacos was pretty tired at this point of the game, so they often didn't make the right reads. Here, Sabin Lee should have stopped on the wing. Here, no one is occupying this crucial area. And this side of the court is too crowded to go for a mismatch post-up. The spacing could have been better in this play. And Milutinov should have been here to receive. Lastly, Lee should have been here instead of Walkup, who's not a big threat from the outside. The score now stands at 2-0 in favor of the Greek team, with the series shifting to the Movistar Arena in Madrid. Coach Chus Mateo's squad will now be forced to win Game 3 to keep their final 4 hopes alive, while Coach Bartzokas' team will look to close out the series as quickly as possible. Before wrapping up this video, I'd like to remind you that you can find the link to my IG page in the description, where I post original content and cover basketball with a modern, scientific, and in-depth approach. If you'd like to support me here on YouTube too, you can leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks to everyone who does. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.